You didn't like parts of that executive order. You've made that clear. What did you think of the ruling yesterday by the Ninth Circuit?
I think the ruling went too far in a few respects, mostly in the expansion of the power of the judiciary to review what the executive is doing. Parts of the order were correct, I think. I mean, parts of the decision were correct, especially in finding that people who have green cards, who are permanent resident aliens, have a right to a hearing and have a right to contest their exclusion from returning back to the country. But the claim that the court could hear this case because it was brought by Washington State, that's very questionable, because Washington State has a very attenuated link or interest to the harms that are actually occurring here to permanent resident aliens. Also, the claim that the court could look at the motive of President Trump in issuing the order, not just what's on its face, to look at whether this is really a ban based on religion, was also really pushing the law. And so I think the Ninth Circuit decision, parts of it are right, but a lot of it represented to me a sort of activism on the part of the court.
Yeah, and two things that struck me. One, I think you just alluded to here. You might have alluded to both, but I'm not a legal mind. So first you said his motives. I mean, they actually allowed in, and I might have referenced in the decision, his intent, which goes back to the campaign and things that he said. From what I understand, that's basically unprecedented.
Oh, first of all, you're exactly right. So just trying to look at the motive of a president behind an executive order, when on its face the executive order doesn't raise religious issues, would be unprecedented by itself. I can't think of a time the Supreme Court has ever done that or allowed a lower court to do that. Even if you were going to go down that route, even if you were going to look at the motive of a president, I think the court should exclude comments made on the campaign trail, because the president's not the president then. He has no official job. He has no powers. And so I think if you were even going to go down that route, a court could only look at the official statements and comments of the president after he took office. So I think I agree with you, Steve. I think the appeals court decision went too far and would be vulnerable to reversal on that point.
And didn't they not leave out, as Donald Trump tweeted out from a blog, did they not leave out, I think it was Lawfare wrote, that the entire opinion panel did not bother to even cite the statute 1182F, which very clearly says, I mean, to a layman like me, that the president has huge latitude in being able to do, to me it says all, but I guess you'd say most of what he did, and they didn't even reference that in their decision.
Yeah, I think that the opinion actually focused only on the harm that had been suffered by people who want to get into the country. It was very questionable claiming that people outside the country who aren't citizens or green card holders have any rights at all. It spent all its time focusing on that and did not actually look at the real question that would come up on the merits if this case ever really got a full hearing in court.